My life has been a series of miracles. I've had so many amazing people in my life, people that mentored me and cared for me and believed in me. A lot of people look at me and think that I live a really fabulous life. What I think is that I lead a very divine and inspired life. I'm able to make a living off of doing things that I absolutely enjoy. But I have an amazing family, a great core group of friends, and I have a city that loves me and that I love.
Up in Harlem, down on Broadway, you're no tramp, but you're no lady. Talking that street talk, you're the heart and soul of New York City. Yeah.
One of my dear friends, Mr. Mickey, he is someone who is a great character and has an amazing personality. He also has a huge heart. I call him my fairy godfather because I feel like with his sparkly personality and his sparkly clothes, whenever I'm with him, it feels like I have just a touch of fairy dust sprinkled all over me.
I never even look at the old soft shoe. Mickey.
Bevy.
Tell me, New York City.
New York City. New York City, it's, the garbanzo in the salad of human achievement, I have to say.
You came here 22 years ago.
Yes.
From Hanover Park, Chicago.
Yes.
A big boy with an even bigger dream.
A little boy with big dreams.
Yes.
And a big lady's handbag.
I do want to talk a bit about inspiration. Because we are like inspirational voices on the Twitter.
We like to preach the joys, the fabulousness of life.
Yes.
And fabulousness of New York City. I mean, people always say to me, is there a show you're excited about for fashion makers? There's something coming up that you're excited about. And I always say, I'm from Hanover Park, Illinois. I could have ended up working as the assistant manager at the Benetton at Woodfield Mall. I'm happy to be at any fashion show.
Right.
Like Rosalind Russell said in his anti-meme, life is a banquet and most poor suckers are starving to death. And particularly in New York or Los Angeles or any sort of big capital, there's just magic and amazingness. You just have to go out on the street and be open to it coming to you. So I do think people think I'm a bit of a Pollyanna because I always think no matter how bad things get, things are still pretty fabulous and there's a lot of great stuff out there for the taking.
It's true. From the outside looking in, we couldn't be more diametrically opposed. But we really are the same person.
It's true. And that's you to me. When I think of why I love New York, you come to mind because, you, of course, came to prominence at a time when hip-hop was mixing with fashion and you were at the right place at the perfect time. And so people would expect one thing from you, like, the only thing on your iPod would be Lil' Kim, but sometimes you'll just burst out with a song from Carousel or, you sort of have this very New York style knowledge of other cultures and other things, and to me that's what's amazing. And it's amazing when someone can surprise you.
It's all about the Jack in the Box.
Exactly.
I love the Jack in the Box, honey. Wind them up and he just comes out. You don't know what's going to come out. And I also love a piñata.
Me too, because it's filled with treats. I mean, life can be so fabulous. It can be filled with Jack in the Boxes and piñatas, and you just have to...
beat it with a stick.
You got to beat it with a stick, turn your crank, and boom. You got to be dressed like a Jack in the Box so that when you pop out, you're ready to go. You just have to be ready to go.
You have to be ready to go. That's actually a really great brand, tenant. You got to be ready to go. I agree. And you got to change clothes and go sometimes, too.
It's true.
So when I was a kid, I was obsessed with all those great 1950s, 1960s films where women were secretaries.
Sexy secretaries.
Sexy secretaries. A pencil skirt, taking dictation, being a stenographer, the whole moment. And I was like, when I grow up, I want to work on Park Avenue and I want to be a secretary.
And were you? Did you?
Actually, I worked on Lexington Avenue.
Close.
As a receptionist. That was my first gig.
When I ended up being a receptionist, I lived for it. And I was like the proudest little receptionist. My front desk was squeaky clean. I remember Vivian Westwood came to see us and she looked down and was so excited to see blow pops and she said, "Can I have one?" And I said, "They're there for you, honey."
The best visit was always Brooke Shields because she and I were the same age. She would come in with her mom and her mom would be taking care of business, and Brooke of course didn't want to go and sit in the conference room and hear all that stuff because she was like 18 years old. So she would sit in the reception area with me and we would chat.
Amazing.
The reception area for me was like my own little world that I carved out and I took great pride in.
It's important to take pride in your area.
Yeah.
What you do.
It's important to take pride in your work,
Yes,
no
absolutely.
matter what your work
Absolutely.
is, right?
They're just the things your mother always said to you are really what it turns out are true, and the biggest one is to be yourself. All my life, if I would watch Rosemary's Baby, I always thought, God, I want to be Mia Farrow. She's like, little and tiny with that short Vidal Sassoon haircut, and everyone's in love with her. She's sexy but adorable. Girls can be friends with her. Guys want to have sex with her.
Yeah.
And one day it hit me, I'll never be Mia Farrow. But I am Ruth Gordon. And I don't need to even work at it. I am Ruth Gordon.
Embody it.
You know what I mean? I am it now.
Right.
And, she won an Academy Award. People love her. And it's fabulous to be Ruth Gordon. The only time it's not fabulous to be Ruth Gordon is when you want to be Mia Farrow. So I said, Mia's fabulous, love her, but I'm Ruth Gordon. I'm going to live it, I'm going to own it, and I'm going to embrace it. So you can be miserable being what you are, or you could be happy about being what you are. And it's all in your mind.
I'm Bevy Smith, and I'm a freelance writer, dinner party hostess, and a TV personality. I'm born and raised in New York City, and for me, at the core, I'm just a little brown girl from Harlem, making strides in this world.